going on, everybody? It's John Chasing Majors. Thanks for checking out another video. Going to do a bit of a rant here in just a moment. I want to actually share 3 cards that I picked up. One of these is a golden auction purchase, fits a PC. The other 2 don't necessarily fit in PCs right now, but we'll talk about those here in just a moment. And then the larger portion of this video is going to be kind of a comc update. 2 weeks ago, I built a new comc account, specifically one that's going to be 100% focused on just the reselling. And then my legacy account is going to be focused on my PC pickups or acquisitions. So I wanted to segregate those 2. I can share the why behind some of that in a future video, but I'm choosing to segregate those 2. All right, before we jump in and look at some cards, talk about comc, and I share that portion of the video, I want to do a bit of a rant, I guess. You know, I don't know if we're just like in the dog days of YouTube sports cards, or if we're like in a post-national hangover. But, you know, I've been watching YouTube, sports card YouTube, for the better part of, well, since 2017, really. And, you know, I realized over the last couple of years, we had a bunch of buzz and excitement with, you know, the sports card hobby just exploding. And then a bunch of kind of drama related to, you know, Topps doing what it's doing and Panini doing what it's doing. And, you know, I realize some of that drama is fairly new, but the sports card hobby, or at least the YouTube that I watch on the sports card hobby, is, you know, generally more informational based. I want to understand what people's perspectives are. I want to learn, and I want to see what people are getting. And so there's kind of a legacy group of folks. I probably watch as many as 50 channels. I've never actually sat down and counted, but there's probably at least 50 channels that pop up in my feeds that I watch on a fairly regular basis, or as regular as they post. It just seems like over the last couple of weeks, we've been in maybe a, you know, I don't know, it's just like a weird place. Today, a video was posted, and it was like this fictitious video series that just doesn't resonate with me. And these are some of the most classic, you know, collectors, YouTube collectors, doing this like fake drama filled, you know, I guess it's entertainment, but man, I'm not resonating with me. It's not resonating with me. So I just want to see their cards. I'd rather them share knowledge and show really cool shit. And I'm just not seeing that right now. So, you know, I'm going to stay pretty classic, I guess, with what I'm trying to build this channel around. Let's start. I'm not going to rant any more than that. I guess I don't know where the YouTube collector space is going. And, you know, I guess my niche in the YouTube space is I want to share my collections. I want to share some knowledge. And then I'm enjoying this comc adventure, which we're going to do that portion of the video here in just a moment. But, you know, I'm enjoying kind of experiencing that and being able to document the process and document my progress with you guys, because those are the types of videos that I guess I like to hear and see. But, you know, determining who's going to be a part of which clique, and maybe I'm just an asshole, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. Let's go ahead. Let's look at something. Let's look at cards. How about that? Let's just look at cards. I'll save that one for last because that's the coolest card. Picked this up for just a couple bucks. Did not have this card in raw format. This is a 1971. Is that gonna? Yeah, 1971 Alkay line. 1971s are tough. The black borders. This card, where is it? This corner up here. Yeah, you can see it. It's all white. So it's not a perfect card. It's PSA 4. 71s. If I'm finding these cards in kind of 4 to 7.5 grade for really good value, I've been picking them up. I'm not officially doing a 1971 Hall of Famer run yet. I imagine that will be coming in the future, but I'm just slowly picking up good valued cards. Now, I probably would have passed on this card. Honestly, I would have. but I did not own this card, so I decided I was going to go ahead and pick it up. That corner, I guess, maybe bugs me a bit, but I currently have this. I may end up upgrading that at some point in the future. I don't know. If I end up doing an official 1970s run and I find another really good Alk line for the right price, I may end up picking that up. Another card, I guess I don't know why I picked this up. I own this card. I might even own multiple copies of this. Raw 1986 Topps, so not a crazy rare set. This is a Bruce Smith rookie card, one of the greatest defensive ends in NFL history. This is a PSA 7. This card was like $5, and I seen it, and I'm like, man, for $5, it just seems really cheap to me. Yeah, Bruce Smith. If you're a newer collector or a newer guy or gal, you know, Bruce Smith was is legit one of the greatest to ever do it. Doesn't really fit my collection anywhere, but you know, still excited to own it. For $5, I'm very excited to own it. The only card that really fits in one of my collections, if you've watched the channel and you're kind of following along my journey, 1973 Topps Nolan Ryan. This is a PSA 5. Yeah, let's see if we can get that in. Just take some of that glare away. Come on, take some of that glare away. All right. That's probably the best it's going to do. PSA 5. I am doing a 1960s and 70s Hall of Famer run for Nolan Ryan. 1980s, I'm not focused on right now. I'm not really that interested in focusing on. So that's the 1970s. It's part of that 60s and 70s Nolan Ryan decades run. Pretty excited to add that one to the collection. It's one of the older Nolan Ryans slabbed up that I have. So yeah, pretty excited for that one to finally come in. Purchased that card some time ago. Sometimes through Golden Auctions, which that was a Golden Auction purchase, they can be a little slow on the shipping. And yeah, so excited to see that one show up in the mail the other day. All right, let me share my screen here. Let me go to there. Let me present. And let's quickly do just a comc update. Sure. Perfect. All right. So come to my dashboard here. All right. So dashboard, this is the main page. If you are familiar with comc, if you're not, and you're thinking about doing comc, that's partially what you're probably watching this video for. But this is like the main page for you when you log in. It's going to show what cards have sold. It's going to show what cards you need to list. It's going to show your recent purchases. It's going to give you just some very high-level details. In here, I've got about $30 worth of available store credits that I can use towards offers or purchases. I've got about $47 worth of outstanding offers. So these are cards that I've made offers on, and I'm waiting for sellers to either accept, reject, or send a counter offer on. I have 8 cards that I've purchased that I've done nothing with. I need to actually either get them listed. I need to get them listed is what I need to do. I just haven't yet. We can quickly look at that here in a moment. But let's start here. So here's my most recent sales. The general account information. So there's 38 cards in my inventory. That includes what's currently for sale or just sitting in my inventory. I don't pay any attention to the suggested retail price that comc gives us. I don't think anybody does, but you know, that's just from me to you. I don't think there's any value there. I have currently 29 cards of the 38 cards for sale in my store. And if you were to buy all of those tomorrow, you'd pay $281.40. That's the asking price of those 29 cards. I have 8 cards that need attention, as we've seen just a second ago. And I have 1 item not for sale, which I need to go look at. I'm not sure what that card is. It's probably a card that I've intended to list for sale, and for some reason I just something's happened. So I've got 9 cards technically not for sale, and I need to obviously fix that here, and I'll do that as soon as I wrap this up. We've sold 19 cards in the last 2 weeks. Those total sales came to $106.89, so call it 107. We're making about 30%, or we're over the 30% threshold right now, so we've made about $30. Now, I realize that's not a lot of money, and that's not the point, right? If you replicate this process 100 times, 1,000 times, 10,000 times, maybe 1,000,000 times over, right? That's what we're going for. This is a volume game at 30%. We want to make 30% on every dollar that we sell. If you can make that 30 cents on that dollar, you know, you sell $100,000 worth of cards, you make $30,000. So it takes some due diligence, it takes some time, it takes some effort. We all understand that. It's how much you want to put into it. I want to talk about that for a second, though. But I don't log on to this account every single day. I probably log on maybe 5 times a week, and I probably consistently give between 5 and 30 minutes a day. And that's shopping and pricing and making sure that I'm the lowest price for those available cards. So there's some price grooming. It's a video I need to do with you guys. It's some price grooming. I'm not going to do it today just because I want to keep this video somewhat short. So the most recent purchases we made 26th. Most of these were purchased either yesterday or today. So again, you're talking quarterbacks, young, hot, current quarterbacks. Kenny Pickett didn't get the greatest start, but he looked good against the Raiders the other night. Go Steelers. Chet Holmgren. I'm really focused on basketball right now. I like to buy in the off seasons. I like to really shop and purchase in the off seasons and try and sell into training camps and into the beginning of the season. I think that's where there's the most buzz around a lot of these types of cards that I'm focused on. Again, Kenny Pickett Silver Mosaic. Pick that up for $12, have it listed for $20. A select concourse for 50 cents. I think I have that listed for like $1. That's a Chet Holmgren, Paulo Banchero, I'm not sure how you say that. This is a card I'm looking for a quick flip on. I slightly overpaid on it, $4.25. I have this listed for $5.90. These cards have been selling fairly quick, specifically the Panini Prism Banchero rookie cards have been selling fairly quickly. So this one was just get it purchased, get it in the inventory, and get it set for the cheapest price. Let somebody come along in the next couple of days and pick it up. I have sold, I think, 4 or 5 of this exact same card in the last couple of weeks. Chet Holmgren is a card I've sold quite a bit in the last couple of weeks, maybe 3 or 4 copies. And so I'm buying as many of those as I can and just trying to make quick flips on them, make my 30% move on, make 35% move on, make 40% move on. Just depends upon how cheap I can get those cards purchased. Do want to quickly just hover over this, kind of talk through some of the latest sales. My most recent sale was 2 days ago. Today's 26th. This card sold on the 24th. If you hover over on the blue text here, this card sold for $13.97. I had it listed, I think, for like $15 or somewhere in that. Somebody did an OBO, so they offered 95%. It auto accepted at that point. I paid, 70 cents in transaction fees. And then comc credited my account $13.27. So I purchased that card for $9.64. So I made about $4 on that card, right? Again, to me, this is a volume game at 30% for every dollar. If I can make 30% on every dollar, again, if I can sell $100,000 worth of inventory, you're making $30,000. You can do that in a year. That's awesome. If it takes you 5 years to sell $100,000 of inventory, whatever, it's how much you want to really put into it. But, you know, at this point, we've sold about $100 in 2 weeks, and we are continuously looking to build the store up. Sold a Brock Purdy recently, sold a George Pickens recently, sold an Austin Reeves recently, sold a Chet Holmgren recently. Let's go to my port quickly, just look and see. Actually, you know what? Let's actually do this. Let me take you to chasingmajors.com. If you're ever interested in coming to my store and seeing what I have for sale, one of the easiest ways, if you're ever interested in supporting the channel and what we're doing here, is go buy a card. If there's anything in our store that you're interested in buying, make me a 95% offer. It'll be auto accepted at 95%. You can't make an offer lower than that based upon the settings. Again, if you watch that video, you already know that. But if you come to chasingmajors.com, you click on this link here. It's going to take you to another page. And this top link right here is my store. Again, I've got the free sales tracker in there. That was the prior video we made about comc. And then I'm listing all of my YouTube videos on my website for this flipping series, including the video that you're watching right now. That'll get listed on this page as well. But simply just click here and it will direct you over to the Chasing Majors page. And I guess that's what I got for you guys today. I want to document the process. I want to document the progress of my collection, document the process of selling and reselling cards. Maybe that's where my mindset is. Document the process, document the progress. I don't want to see silliness. If I want to see silliness, there's probably better YouTube channels that do it at a much higher level than some of the stuff that we're seeing recently. So I guess that's my irritation in the sports card YouTube space right now. And that goes off really good channels. These are some of the guys that I really like to watch, but just some of the silliness is just, what are we doing? If you think that your viewers want to see that, maybe take this as, at least this viewer doesn't want to see, some of the silliness that's coming on in some of the bigger collectors, sports card hobby collector videos that are currently out there. All right, guys. As always, let's wrap it up. Chat with you guys in the next one.